Hello everyone. Once again, welcome to today's class. So today, basically, we're going to learn about the two different theory uh, related to public relation and how we can apply this theory in the different relation context. So the first theory that is the image repair or the restoration theory. So we're going to discuss this one first, then after that again we will discuss about the uncertainty management theory. And about the reminder, so yeah, please check the weekly reading section folder. If you have not completed the assignment, do complete on time, because the each weekly reading section, uh, there are some assignments like every week assignment that is mentioned in the syllabus. So go there and check it and complete on the time. So yeah, basically we're going to describe like what is image restoration or the image repair theory, and what are the key principles about the image repair theory, and what strategy we can use in the image repair process, and also we apply this, how we can apply this image repair or restoration theory in the public relation context. This is what we're going to learn. So first, what is image repair theory? So basically this theory is, you can say, a kind of theoretical framework that help us to understand, or respond to a situation wherein, individual or maybe the organization reputation is under risk or the threat. So if your organization reputation is challenged by some situation, so you are on the risk, your organization is on the risk. So that time, how you can use the communication strategy to manage that risk, to mitigate that risk. So this is what the image repair or restoration theory talk about. So this theory help us to find out the strategy, communication strategy, to resolve the those challenges that is impacting the organization image or the reputation. And mostly this theory is used in the crisis communication context in the PR. So when there is some crisis, like your organization or maybe you as an individual, or maybe if you talk about the celebrity, they face some crisis, so how they should communicate to handle that crisis, so that the organization or the reputation won't be at the risk. And it is like one of the theory that is widely used for the study or the research about the managing the image reputation of the organization. So we'll discuss further later on in the case study. So what are the key principles about this theory? So basically this theory is more about the communication, is goal oriented. So what is the purpose of the communication in this theory is that to mitigate the problem or the challenges that is happen. So your communication strategy or your communication procedure or the style is going to help you to manage that crisis, right? So the main goal of this theory is that communicate in a way that manage the crisis. So it is more goal oriented about the managing the crisis through the communication. And image threats lead to strategic responses. So another important the point about the image theory is that image threats lead to strategic responses. So when your organization reputation is under risk because of maybe some action or something happen inside your organization, or maybe because of the allegation by other people, right, about your organization. So in that situation, when your reputation is under threat, so this theory say that the organization or the individual need to have the communication strategy, right, to respond that, so that you can tackle that challenges. So when there is a risk, when is threat about the reputation of the organization, so that will force us to make a strategy to solve that risk. So this is what this theory is all about. And also strategy are evaluated based on effectiveness. This theory also help us to understand whether those strategies are effective enough or not. When you follow those strategies, so are those strategies are helping you? So to do these all things, first is when there is problem, crisis, you need to have the communication. That communication should be focused on controlling the crisis, right? That is one purpose or principle. Second is your strategy or your response, your communication should be very strategic. How you should challenge, how you should stop that negativity about your organization. It need to be strategy. That is second one. Third one is that this theory also help you to evaluate whether your strategy is good enough or not. So these are the principle of the image repair or restoration theory. So here this one is a good example. You can see here the people have different understanding about the same issue, right? So when there is different understanding about the same issue, so that lead to the conflict. When there is conflict, so conflict lead to the controversy about your organization or yourself, right? So to mitigate that, you need to have some way of the procedure, how you can solve that crisis. So according to this theory, there are basically 5 strategies to repair your reputation or the image. The first one is denial. So when there is some crisis and the people blame yourself or maybe the organization, your organization, then one strategy to handle that crisis is denial. So you can simply just deny that whatever accusation is on your organization. So this is one denial strategy normally organization or individual they use to repair their reputation or to manage their reputation in a crisis. They just simply deny and shift the blame to another person. They say that this is not done by us, this is not related to our organization. Maybe it's just, imagine somewhere like, maybe you have heard about a lot of story that different big organization, when they face the crisis, normally they don't put the crisis associated with the organization. They simply blame some of the staff. So it is done by the particular staff, so we are firing that staff. So this is nothing to do with the organization, right? So this is how the one strategy they use to repair their reputation or image organization. Another one is evasion of responsibility, right? So they also avoid the responsibility. They will try to say that their intention was good, but it happened, so there was no intention to do something wrong or bad, right? So this is another strategy normally organization or the individual public figures they use to repair or manage their reputation. So just they try to play, you can say, the kind of victim, or you can say try to not to take the responsibility of the whatever situation happened. They will just simply say that our intention was not doing wrong, right? And the third one is reducing offensiveness. So offensiveness, if you offensively, approach the situation crisis, then it will create more conflict, right? So what could be the best option? Best option is like minimizing the differentiation between different stakeholders, right? Then what you will do is that you will maybe provide some compensation. Whoever is attacking you, right? So if someone is very offensive and attacking on your organization reputation, so what should you do? One option could be like giving them some compensation and saying that, okay, let's minimize it, right? Especially you will find this kind of thing with a big corporate organization and the public figure. Whenever they face some accusation, right, blame, so they try to minimize that crisis by giving some compensation, financial support to that person, and stop any negativity about themselves or the organization. And the fourth one is corrective action. So it is also one strategy that can help the organization or the individual public figures to manage their reputation during the crisis, like taking steps to fix the problem, right? When there is crisis, something bad happen, so rather than emotionally responding to that situation, you need to use the correct way. If something wrong, you should correct that, right? So when you follow the correct path, so that will mitigate the negativity. So corrective action is also one of the way to manage your reputation or the control the negativity about your organization. The fifth one is mortification. So normally this one you will hardly find with the corporate organization or the public figure. They will only do this at the end when they see that there is clear evidence of doing wrong. So they accept their fault. Okay, this is our fault, so we are sorry. They accept. Otherwise, normally they try to follow those the beginning, first 2 3, the strategy. But if they find that there is something wrong and clearly seen evidence, they will simply accept the fault and apologize, right? So these are the 5 strategy organization or the public figure they use to manage their reputation during the crisis. And these are strategy according to the image repair or the image restoration theory. So now let's talk about the application in public relation. How we can apply this theory in the public relation. How it is helpful. In what situation we can apply this theory in the public relation context. The one very popular in public relation context is the corporate crisis response. Right? When there is some scandal or maybe some problem in the product or services, your product and services, that will create a lot of problem, about the reputation of your organization or maybe the public figures. So during that time, image repair or restoration theory will help the organization or the public figure or any individual how to approach that, the crisis, how to respond to that crisis. So this is one application in public relation context. Another one is political crisis also. Many political figures, they face a lot of political, challenges. So when they are in the crisis, especially during the election time or other time also, when they are in the big position, many opposition or the different people who are not supporter of them, they will try to accuse them. So that time also, the political figure or the political party, they can use this image restoration or image repair theory to manage that crisis and manage their reputation, separate themselves from the negative image or the negative association of their organization. And also celebrity, just before I talk about the celebrity, right, public figures, they often face this kind of accusation because they are in the big powerful position. So the people always there someone to blame them, right? So how they can distance themselves? By using those 5 strategies. Just before we talk, those 5 communication strategies they can use to manage that crisis, manage their reputation, public image. So these are some of the example where in what context of public relation we can use the image restoration or the image repair theory. So here I have attached one example of the crisis and how the organization handle that crisis. So we can apply this image restoration or the image repair theory on this crisis and analyze that. The first one, I have attached the video, YouTube video about the BP oil spill. It was in 2010. So it was big crisis. After this crisis, a lot of people, like I think many people died, and huge impact on the natural habitat. So it was big crisis. So how the organization respond to that crisis? So initially they denied the accusation that it was negligence of the BP oil company. So they didn't accept that it was their mistakes, right? But later on they corrected action and apologized and give ready to compensate those victims. So they follow different strategy: first denial, then corrective action, then again apology, accepting the mistakes and ready to compensate the victims. So the BP oil, they use these 3 strategy for handling that crisis. You can watch the video and you try to analyze what are the strategies this organization use, right? And how they manage the public responses and effectiveness, whether their responses was effective or not. Definitely their responses was not effective. That's why at the end they had to accept. They denied, but that didn't work. So they had to accept, right? So at the end they apologize and they give compensation, but was that effective to manage their reputation, to manage their image? No, because the image was already damaged. So it's very hard to recover that image. But at least they at the end they try by apologizing and giving the compensation. But they did that after a lot of pressure from the different organization and the case in the court. So finally they accepted it. So this is one example of, you can say, a case where we can apply this image repair or the public in the public relation context. So another one is here. This one case is really important. If you read this paper, you can easily see how we can apply this image repair or restoration theory in the research context of different crises. So this one is the Northwest Airlines. So how Northwest Airlines, they use the image restoration strategy during the pilot strike crisis, and it's really interesting. They have explained the crisis and also the strategy the airlines they follow to mitigate that crisis. So I have here attached the link also. You can check in the folder case study research. So there I have uploaded the paper also, because I think some of this paper you don't have maybe the access to download it. So I have downloaded and uploaded there. So read it, so you get good idea how to apply this theory in the case. of crisis. That will give you clear idea about the theory and the application of it in the public relation context. And this video, the last one is the video. So this video basically describe you what is image restoration or the image repair theory. So watch this video and you get clear idea about the theory and how we can apply this theory in different contexts. So overall, this is what the image repair restoration theory basically about the managing the crisis and managing your reputation, organization reputation. This is really helpful, and by using this theory, we can find out the best communication strategy to respond the crisis. So this is all. So next section we're going to discuss about the uncertainty management theory. That is also really important theory in the crisis.